Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel Aspie's Mind. I was this weekend at Barnes & Noble and got my book You, and also what I found there was these matches, and it says Spark Grace, and it has 50 matches inside of the message. You're supposed to kind of take it and lighten up your candles, and I do love candles, so I was like, this is gonna be fun. And the message in there tells you what to think about it. So I'm supposed to do this probably in the morning so I can apply during the day, but it's not really morning, but I want to see what I'm gonna get inside. So when you open, you get their like matches with different whatever it tells you need to do, and I'm gonna choose one and see what I think. Excited. So my match here and here, it says, consider that things are what you make of them. This is quite a good message because, yes, if you, I'm ready to lighten it up because if you think that the things are what you make of them, it's basically like how do you see the things, halfway full or halfway down. So this is a good prompt for journals, because when you spend time. Oh, not working. I'm supposed to do it here or somewhere else. Oh, here. Okay, how do you do this though? I'm not sure you can. Okay, never mind. You're not supposed to light them up. What are you doing with them then? So they are probably just prompts, I guess? 50 ways to feel blessed. I really thought that I was supposed to lighten them up. I guess not, so you're not supposed to light them up, I guess. That's fine. I'm gonna try one more time, but it's not working, so no. Never mind. We'll close the candle, but still we'll think about we'll still think about what it says. So it says here, consider that things are what you want, what you make of them. So this is like the half glass full or half glass empty, your perspective, how you see what's happening to you. Do you want to see it as in a gray color, where you want to add some color to it by looking for the good parts? And it's funny because I recently had a situation where I actually looked at it, not even gray, it was like black for me. I felt like I was not doing good in that situation, in the sense that I didn't necessarily did something, but I felt inside not very good about the situation. And sometimes for us, if we concentrate our vision on what happened to us and the situation being all black or gray, then we miss the main points in life, or maybe we start painting the situation or the person or the event in dark colors instead of seeing the blessings out of this. Maybe you learned a lesson, maybe you actually found something that you had to see, maybe you saw something that you didn't want to see. And in life, often it happens that we are put through the same situation so many times, just for us to finally open our eyes and be like, hey, I can see it, I understand it. And maybe do some steps in order to either change your perspective on the situation or avoid the situation. If the situation that you are in, or maybe the person you are in, that it's actually not painting a good color for you, it might be a lesson in life. It might be something that you need to think of. Instead of thinking how the situation makes you upset or maybe makes you feel, think why. As in, why do I feel this way? Then you can, if there's another person involved, you can think why they don't feel the way I feel. Because sometimes, I'll be honest, there are situations where I feel like if I feel this way, the person next to me is either blind or really doesn't understand what I'm saying, or maybe I'm just exaggerating. Well, it's really challenging to see if we are exaggerating, especially if it's an emotional situation, but we can actually draw lessons from that. So let's say I would like to maybe wake up early, and I don't, and instead of being upset that I'm not waking up early, what I will do, I will be starting to do some things in order for me to manage to wake up early, right? I'll go early to bed, I'll set up an alarm, I'll make a habit. Or if for example, I want to avoid sugar, but I still eat donuts, I would probably not buy the donuts, not buy sugar. Try to avoid it in any way, or find how to replace those foods. So in situations when we feel like we're struggling inside us, or emotionally, or it hurts us, there's always a lesson to learn. So the lesson is either for you to avoid that situation, or is to find a way to look differently at the situation. And sometimes, there's saying that iron, how to say it in English, but it's kind of like iron on iron something. So basically, you have to do the same thing for the other person to understand what it's doing to you. And that might not even be giving you the result you want. So I'm not sure. You have to think of your situation. You have to think of what can you make that type of situation to be easier. Do you really need to be in that situation at all? How you can improve it in order to feel good about it. You either don't do it, or you can adjust your perspective on it, maybe by not caring that much, or maybe by being more relaxed, or maybe by doing whatever you do and not really think of who is there. Or it's really hard to actually come up with a good advice for someone who's in a situation, but I would say that you always have to listen, you always have to see, and you have to say. But if you're not heard, you don't have to repeat. When a person doesn't hear you and you keep repeating the same thing, then that's nagging. And if the situation happened many times in a row and the person still thinks they don't hear, or act like they don't hear or don't understand, in that case, I wouldn't bring it up anymore. I would just either ignore the situation or make it differently so it fits how it feels good for me. And Jordan Peterson has very good short on YouTube where he says, if you're talking and the person who's listening to you doesn't hear you, then you should stop talking, because you definitely don't understand the environment you're in, and let the other person talk. That way you can draw your lessons. That way you can bring a better argument, or avoid the situation altogether. So this is what I got from the spark of grace. Kind of turned into more like, I don't know what to do in a sad situation or hard situation, but it's true that we should consider the things in a way that it's actually, I think everything that happens to us is a blessing. It's either a blessing as a lesson that will teach us something to become better, or a blessing as a lesson where it will show us where we're wrong and maybe need to change our perspective. But anyways, when you look at a situation, think of it. Think, what do you make of that situation, and how true it is, and what it needs to be adjusted. Well, I had fun. I'm sorry and a little bit sad that you cannot actually lighten them up. I thought I would lighten it up, and then I light up my candle and kind of, think of it. But I guess it's made for you to use it multiple times. That way, if you just burn it, then you can. Well, this was the episode, and it went a little bit unpredicted, but here we are, and this is what I used for today's episode. I'll see you in the next one. Have fun.